Hi everyone, welcome back for another week of yoga through Krannert Art Museum. My name's Jodi, welcome to my living room. We'll be working a little bit on hips, particularly the hip flexors, the psoas. They really shorten as we sit all day, that 90-degree angle, and working a little bit on twisting, opening up the torso, the ribs, the spine, just helping with all of that kind of movement. Maybe a little neck and shoulder as well. So you'll want a blanket, just a regular blanket, anything will do. You can have a bolster or a pillow for Shavasana. So always ways to modify that if you don't have these things. And then a couple blocks can be really nice as well. So we will start just seated. So taking your blanket, and you can just fold that. So you're sitting on that clean edge of the blanket, the non-fringy edge. Just making sure I have everything. Just cross-legged if that's comfortable. You can always prop yourself up with props if you need. If the legs are lifted and they feel uncomfortable, if you're just hanging out in the joints, that can feel unsupportive. So we want to feel the support of the earth, want to ground into the earth. Think of that as your foundation. Just begin to notice the breath, maybe taking a few deeper breaths. And cleansing breath, you can breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Letting the shoulders draw up to the ears, inhale, and then exhale, relax down. Inhale, breathe deeply as you exhale, open the mouth. One more time, inhale, exhale. Consciously rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. Keep the heart open. Palms either resting palm up or palm down on the thighs or the knees as you close the eyes. Just a moment to check in. This grounding, this centering. This is the time to set the tone for the practice, maybe for the rest of your day. If you're more of a tactile person, you can place one hand at the heart, one hand at the belly. Feel the breath, feel the heartbeat. Noticing how you feel today, emotions, thoughts, a moment to honor these things. Staying aware, staying present and open. You can form an intention for this practice, something to guide you, something to remind you of why you're here, what's important to you. And slowly releasing the arms down, fingertips can lightly touch the earth, palms reaching towards the front of the room. So you're active in the hands, actively lifting the spine, relaxing shoulders away from ears. Slightly toning the belly, the core. Begin to press the left palm alongside the left hip as you inhale, sweeping the right arm up, bowing forward, sweeping the arm parallel to the earth, grounding that palm alongside the hip, and then inhale the left arm up, maybe the gaze up, and then exhale, sweeping forward, bowing forward, sit bones ground, inhale, uplifted energy, expansion through the side body, core is active as you continue this movement from side to side. the next time you ground that right palm to the earth, opening up the left side body, that'll be our last time. And then simply relaxing as you bow forward. Fingertips or palms to the earth, head can be heavy. So as you're bowing forward here, feeling supported once again by the palms, sit bones still ground. You can begin to gently sway your head from side to side, accessing a beautiful stretch in the neck, just by movement and gravity and time. Never forcing anything. You can start to gently sway the torso from side to side. Begin to walk hands, heart, and torso more towards the right side. Left sit bone grounding, breathing here. Back through your center, mindfully, slowly over to the other side. Right sit bone grounding. One more breath. Flowing back through your center. Engage the core. Take your time. You can roll through shoulders up, back, and down. Lifting the heart. Taking your time, beginning to extend the legs out nice and long. Inner legs coming together, pressing palms alongside the hips. Open the chest. Lengthening from the tailbone through the crown of the head. Breathe. One more breath. Gazing forward, the neck back through neutral. Bending knees, planting feet, hands to the backs of the thighs, slight core engagement here. Tall spine, open heart. You can stay here. You can float shins parallel to the earth. You can release arms away. So we've got some options here. You can even play with lengthening the legs. Think about compression between the thighs and the belly, as if the two could meet. One more breath. And slowly releasing the legs down, palms alongside the hips. Stay here, or maybe begin to lift the hips. Inhale, and exhale, releasing back down. Just a few more times like that. Again, you can stay here, much like we did prior, or you can inhale, lift the hips, lengthen the spine. Exhale, release back down. Inhale, squeezing shoulder blades along the spine, really open through the chest. Exhale. One last time, inhale. And exhale, releasing back down. As you rebend your knees and recross the legs, come into that opposite cross. And begin to reach fingertips down, lengthen the spine. Inhale, reaching fingertips skyward, and then exhale, keeping sit bones grounded. Fingertips or palms alongside the hips, in front of you, onto the earth or onto blocks, head heavy. Again, you can sway the head, noticing perhaps different sensation of stretch in the outer hip. Perhaps feeling more expanded in the neck and the shoulders. You can start to walk hands, heart, and torso once again over to that right side. And breathe. your time coming back through center, over to the other side. And again, you can always prop yourself up with blocks, making sure this doesn't feel like a strain. Just a nice stretch for the body. One more breath. Flowing back through center, just noticing what's open for you. Take a deep breath here. Begin to press palms into the earth, use core strength. Roll through shoulders, up, back, and down. You can shift off of the blanket, that can come off to the side. Go ahead and lengthen through the legs for a moment and pump the backs of the legs into the earth, rocking legs a little back and forth. Flex and point through feet. And then palms, once again, grounding. As you bend knees, plant feet wide. Windshield wiper the legs from side to side. So just take your time. Knees to one side, gaze to the other. Twisting in the spine. Again, we want to open the torso, open the rib cage, so breathing with awareness. Self-massage into the hips. Hopefully that feels good. Coming back through your center. Again, core is active. Tall spine, hands to the backs of the thighs. Think about that compressive energy from the thighs to the belly. Rock back, keep that. Keep a tall spine, maybe float the shins, maybe the arms come away, maybe the legs go long. And breathe. Beginning to cross at the ankles, roll over the shins, plant the palms. You can shoot legs back or step legs back. So whatever feels safest for you. You can come into your down dog, pedaling out through feet, bending one knee, then the other. Open toes, open ankles, calves, hamstrings. One more breath in stillness. And as you release your knees to the earth, you're in your tabletop position. Keeping that right palm grounded, reach the left fingertips to the right corner of the mat. Inhale, exhale, sinking back. We're going to move with the breath. So back through tabletop, left palm grounds, right fingers reach, opposite corner. Inhale, exhale, sinking back. Back through tabletop, right palm grounds, left fingers, left arm reaches. Inhale, exhale. So you can use the sticky mat. We want a little bit of that friction, using tension to our advantage to open. Continue this flow from side to side on your own. And finishing, right arm reaching. Pausing here, back through tabletop, beginning to walk the hands so the fingers face the side walls. Soften elbows, maybe circle. Both directions. If you need more sensation, fingers can angle towards the rear corners of the mat. Again, you can soften elbows and circle. Both directions. If you want to go deeper, fingers can angle towards the knees and soften. Elbows and circle a little. Definitely feeling that. We're spending a little bit more time on social media, so this is just a nice counter pose, counter stretch to all that. One more breath here. You can start to walk the hands slowly, incrementally, so fingers face forward once again. Curling toes under. Pause here with the knees grounded. Hips over heels. Start to shift the hips from side to side. And you can continue to walk the hands back, lifting the knees. Bring the backs of the hands to the earth. It's purposeful here, stretching out the backs of the arms. Head heavy. Rounding. One more breath. Begin to play with balance. You can start to kind of heel to toe, the inner big toes together, knees together, finger tipping the earth, gazing ahead of you, finding your drishti. You can stay here or you can lengthen the spine, hands to heart center, core is active, shoulders away from ears, just again playing with a little bit of balance. Releasing hands back down, find a block, place that camera side. So wherever that might be for you, right at the center of that long end of the mat. One palm grounds, the other palm grounds, and reach long through the legs. So it's a wide-legged forward fold, making sure you've landed symmetrically here. So we're going to do some twisting action. So from here, right hand on a block or on the earth. I like to start with a block right at heart center. You can bring your your left hand to your left hip, pressing into the block. Just inhale, start to rotate, and then exhale, releasing. You can release that right arm. And then inhale, left hand to left shoulder, open. Right palm pressing into the earth. Exhale, soften and release. And then inhale, maybe reaching fingertips towards where the wall meets the ceiling. Exhale, relaxing that left arm. Inhale, rotate even more. If you've got more mobility in the spine, maybe fingertips to reach more skyward. And exhale. One more time like that, inhaling. And exhale, relaxing and coming back through a more symmetrical shape. You can soften knees, maybe bending one knee, then the other. We'll do the other side. So left hand on the block. Again, I like to start with the block. It gives you an edge. You can also use a book or even a harder pillow. So the right hand to the right hip. Inhale, spiral. Exhale, unwind. Relaxing that right arm. Inhale. Right hand to the right shoulder. Spiraling through the spine with that core engagement. Exhale, relaxing the right arm. Maybe bending a little in the left elbow. Inhale, extending. Again, it has nothing to do with the arm. It's all the rotation. But maybe the right fingers reach where the wall meets the ceiling. Exhale. Inhale. More rotation, and maybe fingertips start to reach more skyward without crowding the back body. Those rotator cuff muscles, so they don't get impinged. Inhale. Again, core is very active. Pressing strongly into that left palm. Exhale. Do that one more time. Inhale. And exhale. And release the block to the side. Yeah, maybe bending one knee, then the other. A little bit of shift from side to side, resetting here. Relaxing the body. Inverting the body, maybe forearms to the earth or to a block. One more breath. Pressing palms into the earth. Spine is more parallel to the earth. Start to walk your hands, your heart, your torso, maybe more towards the top of the mat. So you can start to pivot on the toes so they're facing the same direction. You're uplifted on that back heel, framing that front foot, sweeping that front foot back. You're in a plank. You can always lower knees to the earth. Inhale. Exhale, lower down your chaturanga, elbows hugging into the midline, strong in the core. Baby cobra, inhale. Strengthening back body. Exhale, soften and release back down. Inhale. Once again. A bit more lift, a bit more length. Exhale. Inhale, floating up. With that strength, exhale. One more time, inhale. Pressing palms into the earth, engage core, shifting back, child's pose. The forehead can come to the earth or to stacked hands or even to a block. So you're using what you need in your child's pose, resting here for just a moment. One more breath. And pressing palms under the shoulders, tabletop spreading through fingers. Connect to the breath. Inhale, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhale, rounding. Inhale. Opening, shoulders away from ears. Exhale, that roundedness, and then begin to circle hips clockwise or counterclockwise. And in the opposite direction. Back through your center. You can begin to walk hands, one full hand print out in front of you, curl toes under, lift hips up and back, down dog. So we're gonna hop to the top of the mat. So stay with me, spread through the fingers, press into fingertips and knuckles, draw the low belly in and up. You can start to bend through the knees. Engage through the core strongly, take a deep inhalation, gaze to the fingertips, and then as you exhale, shifting forward, hopping forward, finding an L shape with the body, hands to the hips, straight, strong back, inhale, rising. Taking some rolls through shoulders, up, back, and down. And sway the head gently from side to side. And then, nice open chest exercise. We're gonna do a reverse prayer. So prayer is like so, but behind the back body. This is always challenging for me. I have really tight shoulders, so you can bring arms back behind you, maybe touching fingertips, keeping the torso the same. You can start to draw the fingertips more up towards the shoulders. Maybe fingers touch a little bit more. Keep opening through the chest. Keep breathing here, maybe palms touch. Yeah, I'm super tight today. Did a lot of chaturangas yesterday, so I'm feeling that in my shoulders. So one more breath. And just releasing arms. Kind of roll through wrists, roll through shoulders, kind of shake it out. So yeah, I'm always feeling that tightness, that inner arm area into the chest. Again, lots of chaturangas. So we're going to use 2 blocks. You can also use books. And again, maybe firm pillows. If you have the blocks, you can have those at the second highest height. So let me just show you what we're about to do. So So I'm coming into a forward fold. My hands are to the blocks. Again, that second highest height. Fingers can wrap around the front. You can lift up on the toes, core is active, and see if you can touch the block. We're going to do that several times. So get yourself set up here. You could also use a really low chair, I suppose. Something low to the ground. The idea is that eventually palms will be to the ground and you can just touch the backs of your wrists with your toes. And that's again going to help with that hopping to the top of the mat. So when we do our vinyasa flows, it just flows a little easier. So we're doing these exercises to assist with that. So L shape with the body, core is active. You can always have softer knees if you need to, if hamstrings are tight. Go ahead and lift up on the toes. And you can start to touch with toes lifted, one foot, then the other. Again, think about core is active. You're compressing the thighs towards the belly. If that's going well, you're feeling strong, you can lower the blocks, make sure they're symmetrical, body is symmetrical. Maybe actually lifting the toes to the wrists, touching. Staying lifted on the toes. One more time from side to side. Releasing heels. Heel to toe, the feet out nice and wide. You can keep hands to the blocks in a forward fold. Softer knees or maybe even forearms to the blocks. Head heavy. Maybe movement or stillness. One more breath. The blocks off to the side, still at the top of the mat. We're going to use those for some standing poses, grounding the palms, stepping the feet back. So we're just going to play with that, hopping forward one more time. So down dog here, bend through the knees. Inhale, gaze to the fingertips, core is active, and then exhale, hop forward. And just see how that worked for you. Hands to the hips, inhale, rising. Again, you can roll through shoulders. You can sway the head. And then establishing your down dog, I'm just checking time here. At the top of your mat. And actually have one block, or again, you can use a book or a chair. One block at the front of the mat, one block at the rear of the mat. So if you only have one block or if you only have one chair, that's fine. You can always set it up as we go. It's just yoga. We make adaptations as we need. So we're coming into a heel to arch alignment. We're going to play with triangle. So hands to the hips, letting your left foot ground. The right foot, again, that heel to arch alignment, so I'm intersecting my heel with the right foot rear arch, keeping that stance as I step the foot back. We don't have to go super long here in terms of the stance. Spread toes, broaden through feet. And then just kind of play with the hips. See what kind of hip mobility you have. Sometimes we go right into these poses and then we pop joints, things don't feel good. I'm feeling resistance of that inner groin, inner leg. So that's good to know. I'm going to probably feel that as I go into the stretch. Think about that front left hip bowing towards the left thigh and then the right hip lifting. And that's all I'm doing, not bowing forward. It's simply a shift to the side. And then back. Maybe reaching left arm. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, return. Inhale. Really opening up this right side, exhale. One more time, inhale, reaching, and without losing your torso, integrity of that shape, fingertips to the block, keeping the chest open. Keeping the hips open. So you can think about drawing that right hip back in space. You can even touch the right hip, draw it back. Traveling the hand to the right rib cage, draw it back. Feel that beautiful length. Right hand to the right shoulder, draw it back. Directly from there, reach fingertips skyward. Open the chest. And the strength comes from the core. Your gaze can be down if that's easier for the neck. It can be directly in front of you, or it can be uplifted. I'm feeling a little bit of tension, so I kind of am at an angle with my gaze. If I go more, it just hurts. I have stiff neck today. One more breath. Core is very active as you arrive back through center, hands to the hips. The block's in the way, but I'm gonna pivot, all 10 toes in the same direction. And then pivot, coming into the other side. So I still have heel to arch alignment. I'm gonna move that other block closer before I really get into this pose. And we're gonna ease into it, and then we're gonna do it again. So the left hand to the left hip, well, bring both hands to the hips and just start to kind of move the hips. See what kind of mobility you have. See what feels good. Starting to tilt that right hip down towards the right thigh, lifting the left hip. Back through center, back through standing, maybe reaching the right arm, inhaling, exhaling. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, regrounding, aligning. Continue to inhale, reaching, and then this next time, stay reaching forward, releasing the arm down. Maybe you plant it to the inside of the leg, and that helps you rotate as well, where the hand can come to the block. Left hand to the left hip, draw it back. Just feel what the hip's doing. Traveling the hand into the ribs, draw it back. Feel that expansion. Left hand to the left shoulder, open. Directly from there, extend. And again, that way we keep that shoulder happy and healthy. Pay attention to the neck. Where does it feel most appropriate for your body? To feel stable and strong in this asana, this posture. Breathe. Core is still very much active. Inhale and rising. Hands can come to the hips. Again, I'm just going to move that block out of the way. All 10 toes in the same direction. Can make sure the feet are symmetrical in space. Toes angled in, heels angled out, elbows hug into the midline. Inhale. Exhale, hinging forward at hips. Fingertips to the earth or palms to the earth or to blocks. One more breath here. Think of this as like a reset, nice symmetrical shape in the body. Palms to the earth or two blocks once again. Spine is more parallel to the earth. Soften through the knees, strong in the legs, strong in the core. Walking hands, heart and torso. Framing that front foot, sweeping it back. Plank, you can vinyasa or just down dog. Or child's pose. How do you need to rest? We'll take some breaths here in that resting shape. Breathing, releasing tension. Just awareness to the body. One more breath. Meeting together in down dog. So again, we're gonna play with that, hopping forward. Lots of arm strength, lots of core strength. Has a lot to do with core here. So draw the low belly in and out. Soften the knees. Strong in the fingertips and knuckles so you don't overreach. Inhale, gaze to the fingers. And then exhale, hopping forward. Inhale, lifting halfway monkey. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising with that same core strength, palms touch. Through the gaze lifting, more of a back bend heart opener. Exhale, hands to the heart. Interlace the fingers, bow the head. Relax the shoulders, you can sway the head gently from side to side. Keeping fingers interlaced, stilling any movement, hands resting more towards the back of the head. Relax the shoulders and breathe. You can draw the elbows closer together. One more breath. And as you release the fingers, bring the spine or the neck in line with the spine, arms float down alongside the body. We'll try that reverse prayer again. See if anything's opened for you. So you can start with fingertips touching, maybe sliding fingers more up the back body, shoulders expanding, heart opening, maybe fingers touching, maybe palms touching. And still pretty tight. That is okay. Shows me where I need to work. Shows me kind of what I've been doing the last few days, which is more strengthening than stretching. One more breath. We'll be saying the fingers, the arms. Again, you can shake out hands or roll through wrists, roll through shoulders. And allergies. Allergies are definitely kicking in, so excuse the clearing of the throat and all that business. So, mountain pose at the top of the mat. Hand to the hips. We're going to get right into the pose. So stepping the right foot back, heel to arch alignment, reaching the left arm forward, hand to the inside of the leg or a block, and then again, fingertips reach skyward. We're going to move a little. So inhale here. And then as you exhale, actively reach the right fingers down. Maybe they touch the earth, and then actively extending long, core active. Fingertips reaching skyward again. Exhale. Inhale, finding that expansion. Right hip drawing back, left hip drawing forward. Exhale. Core is very active here. Spread through fingers. Spread through toes. Exhale. And next time you inhale, you can start to rise. Hands can come to the hips. We're going to build that pose on the other side. Starting to reach long through the right arm. Again, you can plant the right palm to the inside of that leg. Left fingers skyward. Again, spread the toes, broaden through the feet. Inhale. And then exhale. Actively reaching fingertips down. Inhale. Strong. That action's coming from deep core. Rotation in the spine. Exhale. Inhale. Obliques are working. Side body muscles. Exhale. Maybe notice too which side might be easier for you. I'm definitely stronger on my right side, more flexible on my left, so this feels more comfortable for me. Good thing to notice with your practice. Maybe work more towards that other side that might feel imbalanced. The next time you inhale and lengthen, start to lengthen the spine, hands to the hips. Again, make sure the feet are symmetrical in space. Elbows hugging to the midline, gaze skyward, tuck the tailbone, lengthen the spine, inhale. Keep all of that length, exhale, hinging at the hips.
palms to the earth if that's available to you now. You can soften knees a little if you need to. You can always widen your stance here too. Forearms can come to blocks, or maybe forearms to the earth. See if you can still engage that compressive quality between the thighs and the belly. Activate the fronts of the thighs, so quadriceps actively engaged here. And then soften for the next 3 breaths. Just relax into this inversion. Palms to the earth, spine parallel to the earth, soften through the knees, but legs and core strong. Walk hands, heart, and torso towards the back of the mat, just to switch things up a little, framing that front foot. Sweep it back. Again, either vinyasa, or down dog, or child's pose. Several breaths here. This is your resting pose. One more breath here. Coming to seated on your shins. So we'll all meet there together. You can have your 2 blocks. Again, it's really nice. We're all doing our practice at home these days. You may as well invest in some props. Amara is doing a prop sale, so look at their website. It's in Urbana. They're selling blocks and straps and mats, so you can, and a blanket, so you can get stuff from them. Blocks are always nice to have. I say you can use books, but for this one it's a little more challenging. We're going to play with Lolasana, so it's that same kind of compressive energy. I want thighs to the belly, belly to the thighs with that core engagement. Just see what you can do. Just play with this. So you want your wrists halfway between the knee and the hip joint, so you'll want to move the block accordingly. And grounding the palms into the block. See if you can just, again, draw the thighs in towards the belly. Lifting the shins away from the earth with lots of arm strength too. And then just relax back down. You can bring the backs of the hands together. Different kind of reverse prayer. Maybe shake out the hands or roll through the wrists. Especially if you're not used to weight-bearing poses, it can be a lot on the wrists. So we're gonna come to seated like that. So draw the low belly in and up. Compressive quality, again, thighs to the belly, belly to the thighs. Lifting the legs, extending them out, releasing back down. Blocks can come off to the side. So legs are long. Inner leg zipping together. Little bit more core work here. Fingertips alongside either by the thighs or closer to the knees. Active in the fingertips, actively squishing the inner legs together. Actively draw the low belly in and up again. And see if you can just lift the legs. If that's challenging, bring the fingertips closer in towards the body, towards the hips, but without rocking back. The idea is to get, again, the belly as close to the thighs as possible. Excuse me, we're gonna pulse that 10 times. So draw the low belly in and up. Take a deep breath and begin. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hinging forward. One more breath. Use core strength, rolling up. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Plant the palms alongside the hips. See if you can make a triangle. So the pointer finger and the thumb touch in the back body. And as you lengthen the spine, pressing into the earth, lengthen the arms. Whew. Getting such a beautiful stretch in my arms, right where I'm tight, right where it made it really hard for me to do the reverse prayer earlier. Release tension in the jaw and the neck. One more breath. And then shifting off the palms. Maybe fingertips release a little further down. You get better at this the more you do it. You get stronger in the core. So maybe fingertips towards knees or beyond knees. Inner legs zip together. Core is active, hinging forward. And we're going to pulse this. So take a deep breath. Keep breathing as we go. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax forward. One more breath. Roll through shoulders up, back, and down. Palms alongside the hips. You can keep the legs long. We're going to come back into our reverse plank. We started that earlier in our practice. So again, chest is open, arms strong, core strong. Try to resist the urge of just dropping the head back. We want alignment from the tailbone through the crown of the head. Keep pressing into the earth, engaging back the body. One more inhalation. And this time as you exhale, see if you can sweep the hips back. I got stuck on my mat. That didn't work at all. But that's a lot of that same kind of compressive quality with the core. Something to play with. So from here, bring the soles of the feet together. Kind of starting to wind down a little bit. We did all that beautiful work. You can make a bigger diamond shape, so drawing the feet out a little bit further from the legs or from the inner hips. So you get that nice diamond shape. You can move flesh out of the way of sit bones. You can prop yourself up with props if you need. If this doesn't, again, feel good. Starting to bow forward. Maybe you stay here. This is beautiful. Maybe you draw the palms underneath the shins or the forearms. As you bow forward even more, just resting, stretching, breathing, relaxing any tension. One more breath. You can start to release the arms out. Palms can come to the earth. Using that arm strength, using your core strength, growing the spine tall. Take your time here. Hands coming to the outer edges of the legs to draw the knees in. Again, you can draw the thighs in towards the belly, belly in towards the thighs. Hands to the shins, maybe even wrapping. Maybe even holding either elbow. Bowing the head. So do have a little bit of time getting into side body stretch. So you can lengthen the legs nice and wide as is comfortable for you without causing strain. Knees can be soft. The toes are, and the knees are facing more skyward. You can activate quads once again. Fingertips again to the earth or to blocks. Guard against rounding here. See if you can just start to hinge forward. Then moving over to the right side, start to press the right elbow or right forearm into that inner right leg and rotate. So we've had a lot of nice rotational quality in our practice today. I am getting a beautiful stretch into that left side body. I'm just chronically tight on that side. You can stay here, you can come into a bind, or you can stretch that left arm up and over. Sometimes I even just like to hang out, maybe bending that right elbow. I can rest my head, my hand. My left hand is to my left hip, reminding it to ground down. So you've got options depending on what you need for your practice. One more breath. And toning of the legs, toning of the core, but with a softness of the outer body, slowly releasing and coming back through center. And then just to the other side. So left forearm or left elbow pressing into the inner edge of that leg, rotate, keep the right sit bone grounded. You can stay here. You can come into the bind. You can float the arm up and over, or maybe coming back into that more restful shape, more restorative. Breathe. One more breath. You start to, again, engage with a softness. No straining. Bow forward. See what's opened for you. And then slowly pressing up through seated. You can rock back, hands to the backs of the thighs, draw the knees in. And from here, bending knees, planting feet. Actually, let's reach the arms in between the legs for the pinky toe edges of the feet. Walk the heels in and kind of float back on that sweet spot between the sit bones and tailbone. Actively curl the spine, round it, engage core, and then just rock back, maybe a couple times. Coming into a happy baby. Feet skyward. You can rock and roll from side to side, extending one leg, then the other. One more breath. Then from here, you can reach feet skyward, flex and point through feet, roll through ankles, spread toes.
bending knees. Plant your feet, lift the hips up and over to the left. Then you can draw the left knee on top of the right. And arms extended out, maybe goalpost arms or cactus arms as you release the legs over to that right side. Just a twist here. You can always use props to support you if you feel ungrounded or you're unable to fully let go. Fully relax in shoulders, relax in the arms. Maybe noticing a deeper breath in the chest, in the rib cage. Breathing deeply into the belly. See where the breath opens you as you soften. Relaxing hips. One more breath. You can bring the gaze skyward. Start to draw the knees more skyward. Pressing into the right foot. Shift the hips back through center. Again, you can hug knees into the chest. Reset here. Rock and roll from side to side. Legs extend, feet skyward. It's nice to invert energy. Legs can go wide. Legs back together. Rebending knees, replanting feet. Shift the hips to the right. Draw that right knee on top of the left, arms extend, and legs release to the left, gaze to the right. Nice twist for the body, for the spine. You're also getting a nice opening in that outer right hip. Sometimes I like to do a little, you can make a fist with your hand. My hips are super tight. This might feel good. That little pounding action can really open up those outer hips. You can also just circle, creating heat. This right side chronically tight for me, so whatever I can do to create that opening. You can also just continue to rest here quietly. Breathing, feel that expansion with every breath. One more breath. So gazing skyward, knees skyward, grounding into that left foot, shift the hips back through center. Release the legs, let the knees go wide, hands to the shins or the knees. And any final movements that you need before our final resting pose, Shavasana. So maybe happy baby, plow, fish, any of those poses that you know and need before our final resting pose. And begin to make your way there. So legs long, feet wide, arms alongside, the body with space. Closing the eyes. Take a shorter Shavasana today. That's still necessary. Letting energy flow through the body unrestricted. begin to deepen your breath. Reawakening the body with movement, fingers, toes, ankles, wrists, arms stretching. You can open and close the mouth. Shaking out legs, yawning. Bending knees, planting feet. Rolling to the side. And then using arm strength to press up through seated. Just a comfortable cross-legged seated position in any direction. Any position. A moment to feel present, feel the effects of the practice, and the mind, of the body, the union between all of that as you bring hands to your heart in gratitude and honoring this practice with a grateful heart. And I am grateful for the honor to lead and guide you through this practice. Namaste. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next week.